Lemon Amiga presents a Playguide video review. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hello there everybody, this is another Lemon Amiga gameplay review, and this time we'll be checking out Cadaver, or Cadaver as it's mostly known. Cadaver, as I used to call it, developed by the Bitmap Brothers, published by Imageworks in 1990. Going to this is chapter 13, the story so far. You've defeated the Gundam the Giant in Mortal Kombat, maybe Mortal Kombat 2. After an epic struggle, suffering grievous wounds, he cut the dreaded carbuncle into 100 pieces on overcoming a horde of eldritch demons. His confidence was still high, the victory is blah blah blah. So this is Cadaver. And you can see on the box art and the poster art some steps, and I've never actually noticed any steps within the game so far. And the inspiration for this game you can see on the back of the box. We're playing in Castle Wolf. And that gives away that this game was inspired by Saber Wolf and Night Lore by Ultimate Play the game. So you can see we can load up a save from the very start of it, or we can play all the way from the beginning of it, which is what we'll be doing in this first level playthrough. So put the level disc in. This game came on 2 discs, and then after that we'll be thrown into the game world itself. When we start in an isometric 3D landscape, and we can use the controller to move in those directions. You can see something on the floor. If we move into that, that's a silver coin, and that brings up a number of icons that we can do with that specific item. We can examine that item, and you can see it gives us some clues in the game. We can also pull the item around the screen, and we can take it as well. Let's just take that item, and we'll also find another important item, the diary. That brings up the read icon, and by reading that we can check out our progress. We've got 100% health, and we've completed 1% of the game so far. So by picking up the diary we can read that at any point, and that will tell us our progress. We can now pick up this pickaxe, which is another obvious item, and a stone. And we can take damage by walking into that water, so it's not a good idea to do that. And so pick up the stone. We can also check for traps as well. Some of these items will contain traps, and you can even push the barrel into the water and it will sink. And I don't think there's anything on the boat. And there is a door there, but we can't get through it at the moment, so all we can do is head presumably north. We can now interact with this switch. We can examine it to make sure that there are no booby traps in there, and that opens up the main part of the game itself. Let's avoid the water, and oh, there's an enemy there. Luckily it gives us a bag, stone bag. Not a bag made of stone, a bag which contains stones, and that's for throwing them. And how many did it say? There are 20 stones left in each with a power of 3. So let's pick that up, and now let's walk on to the next screen. We'll have to use that item against this enemy. Now we can wield it, and by pressing the fire button we can throw that at the enemy. That will now disappear. And now we won't be able to jump, because if we press fire we'll simply lob stones everywhere. So I haven't figured out how to do it yet. You can see we're still holding the bag, so we can drop the bag and that allows us, well, we're still wielding it at the moment, I think. Oh well, we can still wield it on and off, I think, so switch the stone bag on and off. But for now, you can see we found another pickaxe. That's a secondary item, we don't really need that. And you can see another item on the shelf. Let's grab it. And that's a charm. We find nothing wrong with it, so I've picked up a charm. Maybe that will help us as we are navigating around this maze. I don't think there is anything else in this particular room. And what's that? That looks like a blob of chewing gum, but it's actually a spell, a runic stone. This turn monster spell, it has 2 charges. Turn monster, I'm not quite sure what it turns them into. And then having picked it up again, well, I'll need to use the bag. And I think we can just pull left and right at this point to select the item that we are wielding. But I had no idea about that at this point. Luckily we can bring up an inventory and select items from there, and it looks like we're wielding the turn monster spell at the moment, and that's not really going to help us until we figure out how to do it. This is definitely the first time I've played this in many years. So that's the wielding spell done. It's not actually done anything, we haven't turned the monster into anything else, so that's how you wield it. But we can do one or two things. We can take the damage, we can jump over that monster. Well, that's the turn monster spell all used up. Or we can get the bag of stone out and then we can start lobbing it. Unfortunately, due to the inaccuracies of this 3D isometric type landscape, unfortunately it's not very easy to aim and hit enemies at some points. And in this particular room, you might think that this contains absolutely nothing, but it doesn't. Let's just drop the bag down here, because at this point I've no idea how to swap weapons. Let's see. Well, that reveals a snake, and I disturb a maggot feeding in one of the sacks, and what can we do? Well, we can jump over it and we are safe on top of those sacks, or we can just take that damage. So if we pull one of these sacks out, that should reveal an item, if I remember, some kind of a key perhaps. Let's have a look. Nothing seems to be behind that one, and so let's drag this one out. Is there anything behind it? Anything there whatsoever? Well, I can't see anything. Let's just have a look. Sack. No, it's not revealing anything, so maybe this was just a dead end after all. So, well, that's that room checked off. We've now cleared it. We don't have to enter that room again for the rest of this game. So what can we do now? We've cleared this room and that room as well, so that closes off this part of the maze. Good. So do we have the key? Well, no, we don't have the key for that entrance, so all we can do is continue. And these fungi decorations, I'm not sure whether you can use them or eat them. I don't think those pose any significance in the game whatsoever. And that's the next room that we need to be into. Luckily, if we jump on top of a barrel, we'll be safe from that monster, and that means we can jump across and get this, whatever it is. It's a rope. It's very strong and about 20 foot long, so that's a very long rope. So let's pick that up. That's going to help us, definitely. And you can see right on the corners of the room there are exits, and those aren't clearly marked, unfortunately, and just like we can get through that one. And it would have been a great idea not to have those being so inconspicuous. And there is a helmet. Some of these things are booby-trapped, and helm, well, that doesn't help us on this mission, so let's just ignore it. Is that another stone that we can lob? Ah, key. So keys, simple iron key. It doesn't tell us where it's used, but it does tell us that it's a key. A loaf we can pick up maybe for extra health. You find nothing, so that's good. We can eat it as well. And let's see, there's some sacks here. I don't think there's anything behind these, but you never know. With this game, it might give us some kind of a treasure. No, nothing at the moment. So we do have a key, and that should mean that maybe we can open that first door that was locked on this level. So let's jump over these and let's just head back that way, because that's the only clue that we've got so far. We've got a key and a locked door. And this monster, I'm not even going to waste my ammo on it, because you saw I only had 20 and I've probably used half of that ammo already. So let's head back. Automatically the door will open if we're holding a key. We don't have to fumble around for items. A chest. Let's see, is that locked? It is closed and unlocked. Oh great, well that means we don't need a key for it then. And there's another bag which we're going to need. Let's get that. Definitely, it's now got 150 stones left. Well, that's more like it. And a lever. Let's open that up. And let's see what's in this chest. Probably a good idea to walk around to the front of it. Let's have a look. And some kind of a piece of paper, a parchment. We have hidden the gem beneath the sacks. Well, I've just looked beneath the sacks and I couldn't find anything. Let's just leave that clue there, because we don't really need to carry that around. We've hidden the gem beneath the sacks, so what do I need to do? Well, have I been down this? Yes, I have. Taken some damage, rather minor damage, it has to be said. And so let's just have a further look around. These are sacks. Maybe I should investigate every one. You find nothing. So, let's check out some more. Obviously, we're going to have to investigate this level a bit deeper than I first thought. So it was in that first room after all. And so, alright then, fine. Let's just walk back to that first room, I think, because there's nothing else in here for us to interact with. It's great that we can even do the moonwalk in this game. Walk backwards. And that's probably helpful for some enemies as well, because some of them will move forwards, so maybe we can walk backwards. And look at that, my favourite, respawning enemies. That's what you want in every single game, respawning enemies. Luckily at this stage they don't take too much damage off us, and if we haven't wandered into that water, obviously we'd have well, let's just get on with those sacks. We wouldn't have taken so much damage in the first place. So it's got to be in this one. Let's have a look. You find nothing. Okay, well that narrows down the odds, doesn't it? You find nothing, and you find nothing. Okay then, well, from now on, we're kind of making it up as we go along then, because I've just checked all the sacks, and I can't find anything. Hold on a minute, there was an exit down here. So that means, let's try to avoid this thing again. Does that mean, yes, we can get through here? So this is linear path so far. We've closed off every single one of those exits. So what can we do? Well, we can wield the stone bag. That's not really going to be much help against the stone wall. Luckily we've picked up 2 stone pickaxes, or at least pickaxes. We can pick them up, we can wield them, and again I think if you just pull the controller left and right on the selection screen, we can then change weapons. I didn't know that in this particular case. So let's drop everything that we've got and wield the rope. There's definitely a shortcut key for us to have a look at all of the inventory, and I'm probably struggling to find that key at the moment. So we've got the rope. Let's see what else we can do. And we can restore it again at any point. And unfortunately we can't use the rope to climb over the wall. That would be a good thing. Ah, there you go, the inventory. So now we can hopefully check out everything individually, and we can also select an item. And you can throw this pickaxe at the wall and it will get rid of it. You can also push that off on the floor and that will get rid of it as well. Through the room with the cross in it lies the dragon. That's at the end of the level, and we can't get through that door at the moment, and the skeleton outside just marks the fact that it's there. We found a book. Diary of Day 1, enter the cavern, got destroyed by a huge great dragon, so don't walk through that door unless you're armed with it. That's the passcode for the dragon. We're going to have to work that out before the end of this level. And that's another, well, it's got a lock on the end of it, so we're going to have to find some keys first of all. So that cuts down our options. What's down here? A gap and another door, and down there it looks like it's locked. So the game holding our hand at the moment. I don't really want to fall down there, do I? Well, is there anything in here? Nothing. Nothing except for a skull. Well, let's have a look. No, just monsters waiting to kill us. And a key. Good. So always a key can come in handy in this game. And we can open a chest. Is that booby trapped? Let's just have a look. This is closed and unlocked. Good, let's open this. Get some money, we get a loaf, we get some chicken. So the game helping us hopefully restore our energy at this point. And you can see this is a chicken. Can we eat? Yes, we can eat that. And I've noticed no improvement on the health bar whatsoever. Now we find the armaments room. Goal, it says in the bottom of the corner. We've scored a goal. So we've got a sacred coin. We've got a lock on the wall. Does that key fit it? A large steel key. Well, maybe it does if we heard a clicking sound, and that means it's working. And there's a shield there. That's not really going to help. And the money, I don't think the money comes in handy in this game. Maybe there's a shopkeeper on one of the later levels. And various potions. Let's have a look. Flask. Smells within attractive but strong. So I've no idea what some of these things do. I've never actually used these liquid flasks before, I don't think, in the game. Maybe they give us the health back. That would make sense, wouldn't it? And in here there's a gold key lying around. That was careless of somebody leaving a gold key. And again we can cross that off. So now we've got 2 exits, and one of them leads to a prisoner. Help me, I am so hungry. So that's why, particularly, we were supposed to feed him the chicken to get a major clue in the game, but we didn't, we ate it. If you give him the loaf, he'll say, most skulls will help you in combat. Basically, you can pick them up and throw them like a stone. So we didn't give him the chicken, but we did give him the loaf. So we did get 1 clue. And it gives us a clue because our health didn't go up. That's supposed to be a useful item. And a rat. Let's open the rat up and let's see if the rat swallowed anything. You find nothing. Well, not much there, unfortunately, I don't think. So that's red herring. So we found the prisoner. And is there, well, there's nothing else in there. So we're running out of options now. I think I'm trying to lure this guy out, and then as soon as he goes around the corner, well, that respawns the enemy. As soon as he goes around the corner, we can make a run for it. Of course, we have the stones, and we can lob them towards the enemy. Maybe that would be a good idea. Not quite sure what we are trying to do. Ah, there you go, it's around the corner, so that means it's trapped. Means we can make a lucky escape, because ammo probably will be at a premium in this game. I don't want to waste it, because obviously there are bigger fish to fry than a silly old floaty thing. But now we've got the ammo out, we can even check these out. Let's see. And, well, we can jump over it, we can take damage, and make a run for it. Let's see if the gold key works. And no, it didn't appear to do anything. So we've just wasted our health, unfortunately. And we've no idea what we're doing at the moment. And we've reached a dead end. So I had to restart the game again from the beginning, and this time I gave the guy the chicken, and he said the first number on the dragon code, the beginning of the game is number 1. So we're going to have to remember that. And let's give him some more items. I hear a key is hidden on a body. So let's check out all these items. You notice I haven't taken any damage so far in the game. So let's feed him some more things. What have we got? We've still got the bread. Let's give him that. Yep, the skulls will help you combat the spine creature. Wonder what that means. It's probably that thing that's floating around over here, spine creature. So we can lob skulls at it. No idea. But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to reveal that the first number is number 1 so that you can get out of this maze, and that's the one and only clue to the combination to the dragon room that we'll find in the game. So luckily we've managed to get through another door. It was unlocked probably. And let's see, we've picked up a green gem and cast 6 gems into the pool. Okay, so that gives us a big clue that we're going to need, and there is something blocked in that room. Luckily there is a switch to activate it. Let's push that button and that opens up now. Something that we're going to have to fall down. And so let's just check out the rest of these rooms. It gave us a clue. We're going to need 6 gems to throw them in something. We've got 2 cubes at the moment, which I presume are gems. So I've only got 2 and I need 6. So I'm just wondering if it's a good idea to go down there. Let's just check out in here. It mentions some kind of a body. So a key on a body. Probably, well, can't get through here. Let's check out the other door. Nothing. So is there a key on the body? And you have to move that to highlight it. So let's check it out. It's not doing much. And yet there it is. So now we're going to have to jump on top of that thing to collect it. That's a weird mechanic in this game. There it is. Key. And what about the other body? Let's see now. And oh, it's just released another one of them spiny creature things. How dare you disturb a dead body? I'm going to kill you. So there is no in-game music, but there are sound effects. You find nothing. And in here another key and another lock. So that's good. And some more potions. I'm not really going to bother too much with those, I don't think. You find nothing in there. Well, can I use the key in there? Now that we know how to pull up the inventory. We've got 2 keys. Let's see if one of them fits, covered with spiders' webs. And, well, that's unleashed a lot of spiders. I'm not sure whether that was meant to do that. Probably was. Flask. I don't trust any of these. Refreshing smell. Well, that will probably be safe to trust if I was going to trust any of them. Well, I've got a few more stones left that we can use. And at this point, if you aim on target, some of them will disappear in one shot. But again, thanks to the weird angles of throwing things, it's not always possible to do that. So let's leave the rest alone. So we've got 2 exits from this room. Hopefully one of the keys will have opened one of them. And yeah, it's another treasure room. There's nothing else in here except for loads of coins and skulls and bones and things like that. So let's speed up that footage and get on with collecting all that treasure. There's a chicken there apparently. So maybe we're meant to feed that to the prisoner again, and maybe he'll give us another combination key code. I've no idea. But it looks like we've picked up as many coins as I have a mind to pick up in this particular room. And so bones and things like that, we can drop that bone. I don't really need that. We can wield it and throw it. So there's still one room I think to get to, and luckily we managed to squeeze through that gap. So where am I going now? I've still only got 2 gems and I've only got 1 exit. That's this place. And if I fall down here I'll probably break something. Probably break my neck. So let's get the rope out and wield it. And look at that, just thrown it all the way over to the other side. So it says it looks like it's a long way down. Yeah, that's probably why I need a rope to lower myself down there. So let's get the rope out. That's definitely one of the tricks that I remember in the game. You throw it down and it says you lower yourself down on the rope. And in most of these adventures it would simply say, well, it would simply leave the rope on the screen so that you can use that to get out of again. But in this particular game there's no rope. So that rope simply disappears and you can't get to it. Which is a shame. It would have been nice to simply use a Robin Hood technique to get out of this room and climb out of a rope, and that would have made more sense than the actual puzzle of lobbing 6 gems into the water for absolutely no apparent reason. It contains ashes of the chief alchemist. Let's get that. And I think you can pick up these stones and lob them and do something with them. And we can use the chest as a kind of barrier against that thing, throwing things at us from the water. So there's another parchment. Let's read it. There seems little I can do to escape. Great. Mentions something about a key. And there is a side room I can just about spot on the side of it. And we've taken some damage standing around here. And I can't actually get in there. So somehow I'm supposed to find it out and look at that. There's a chest icon on the rat. That means we can open it up. Open up the rat. That's a good idea, and it reveals a key, or at least we've got a key, so let's pick that up. So there's a key hidden in a rat, so I've been known to be stuck on that particular screen for a while until I found that, and look at this, we've found the 4 gems that we needed. And what else have we got? Bones and skull, we've got a parchment, let's just get on with that. This is where I die, unfortunately, so. And he's dropped all of his store of gems, and he's also dropped his diary. Jewels of the Lord Carlos. So I've heard that before. We picked up a gem, well, we picked up a coin of Carlos, or whatever it said before, and now these are the gems of, so it's following some kind of a story. So according to the parchment, lob 6 gems into the pool. So let's just do that. Number 1, let's get rid of them and wield them, lob them in there. And hopefully we can stand in a safe place away from the monster which is trying to kill us. And I think that pops up and fires perhaps at random. And so let's put the last gem in. And that takes us all the way back to a room that we haven't been in before, with a locked chest. Let's see, is it locked? This is closed and locked. You notice some trap. Alright. And if we try to open that, we'll take damage. So there are, well, I don't think that key's going to open it. The hidden gem beneath the sacks, I don't really need that anymore, so let's just drop that actually. If that's possible, let's just put that on there. And we've got another parchment. So this game never shy of giving us parchments, but they don't really tell us much. The crown of the kings will allow you to pass our passage to the world above. So we need to look for the king's crown at some point. So let's check this out. We've got another room. We can ignore the bats at this stage. Oh, there's another creature there. This looks very familiar. Yep, that's the coin room that we found before. So there's a room in the south I don't think we've been to, and so let's walk all the way back, and we've picked up some keys. So maybe one of those keys opens up a junction that was locked to it earlier on. We've at least got one key, but we've no idea which door it opens at this point. And 150 shots left, it says, so it looks like we've got a full bag. Let's use that against what I like to call the bum creatures. And in every one of these weird fantasy games there's a bum creature, I've no idea why. Let's get rid of it. And some of these respawn, some of them don't. So let's see if one of the keys opens up this door. And it appeared to do so. That opens up another chunk of this map, maybe another quarter of it. And it's going to take us an hour to get through this first level because, for one thing, I've no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's been years since I played this game, and I don't think I got further than the second level. Anyway, look at that, we're under attack straight away. So sometimes if you destroy enemies, they'll simply respawn, which isn't great. And we can't get into the gold door, but we can get into this one. The creature is sleeping. I'm not sure whether I want to disturb that creature at the moment. And there's another one in here as well. So let's just leave that on the back burner for now. Maybe we're going to need that a bit later on. But for now, I think this is the path to go. And in these rooms, I like to extinguish the flames as well. So that's one of the animations in the game. We'll get flames flickering. And just by walking on them, we won't take damage. We'll simply extinguish those flames. And maybe those flames are there for a puzzle a bit later on. But for now, what am I doing? Well, I can either drop everything and wield the bag and try to kill these things, or I can just jump over them. And I don't think, well, maybe they'll be stopped by the items. But surely if we make a run for it, we can run towards those 3 exits on the bottom. Or we can try again with that stone bag. It looks like I've wasted 149 out of those 150 trying to kill this stupid animal. So let's not worry too much about that. The altar of Lord Carlos. Oh, right, okay. The altar of Lady Carlos. So that gives us a clue. What have we got? Well, the urn contains the chief alchemist, so that's no good to us at the moment. Pickaxes. Might as well drop the pickaxes, to be honest. But I don't think weight bears any significance in the game, so I think we can carry as much as we like. And so I'm trying to jump at the moment, and I've no idea how to do that without dropping the bag. So at the moment I'm dropping the bag, or at least I'm trying to do. It keeps dropping other things instead of the stone bag. And that's the diary picked up and thrown again. Luckily we're jumping again. Sacrifice the liquor of life to the altar. Okay, and there's another altar. Light flickering. An everlasting flame trapping the soul of somebody or other. Oh well, if that's an everlasting flame, let's get rid of it then, so that that soul is no longer trapped. And we have our diary. We're going to have to pick that up if we want to find our progress. And let's rush onto that next room, where we find another altar. And this is looking familiar. Some urns. Let's have a look at this, and it should say Ragnar, the chief alchemist. That's right. That's the only one we've got. So what do we need to do? Do we need to throw it onto that pedestal? Or, well, we can drop it, but that's not really in the right place. So let's try that again. Let's drop it directly onto it this time. And that appears to do nothing. So, well, we can't drop it directly on there whilst we're standing upon it. Alright then, 4th time lucky. This has got to be it. This is the urn. Let's put it on there. And it says, as reward for returning my ashes, what? I get some kind of elixir. This flask contains blood. Well, I'm not going to drink that blood. The only thing I know that we can use blood for is a sacrifice, and this is the high altar. So this being the high altar, this is a prime candidate for it. Blood. Let's just drop that. Let's not wield it. And it gives us another scroll. This is a read magic spell. It's got 1 charge. Alright then, so I can read magic with that scroll. So now we're getting some items. And look at that. Somebody's dropped a key on there as well. That could come in handy. Let's just pick that up. The key is complex in design. So does that key open up this lock? You find nothing. That's good. Does the key open up the lock? I wonder. And, well, I'm not sure. but this looks like a new area. And it's quite easy to forget where we are in this particular maze. There's some more flasks with potions in there. A scented oil. Well, I don't trust any of them, so let's not bother. What have we got? We've got a bowl on the floor, and we've got a flask. Flask holds holy water for purification. And what's this then? That's a bowl. A bowl is for purification of holy water. Alright, well, so we've got holy water for purification. Let's put it in there then. We know that we need to stand by things to drop them in. So let's drop it in. And now what happens? Well, if I'm not careful, I'm going to drop the ball into the water, and that's game over because you can't rescue it from that. I found out to my cost. So what are we supposed to do? Probably, well, drink it perhaps. And here is another special chest and another stone shelf with an urn on it. Let's check it out. It's bound to be useful. The urn contains the ashes of the Wrath of Helland, whatever that is. The ashes of Wrath Helland. Alright then. And this, that's bound to be you are caught by a trap. So all these big chests with the red tops on them, studded leather, are actually protected. We have to remember that. And that's a turn monster spell. We're not going to use that. And that's a stone. That's a bone, so it's not really going to help us. Let's return back to our control, and more parchments to read. Let's just get on with it then. We have to read these. This is a map spell. It contains one charge. Okay, so if we want to find out the map of this level, we can simply use the map spell. Diary of the Keeper of whatever, I'm not too worried. And let's have a look at this one. That looks like it's written in, well, magic or whatever, so perhaps we should have used the read magic on there or something or other, or maybe we'll find a translation spell later on. And there are two diaries. My lord, enter the secret room by the usual means. Well, we need a special crown apparently. Purify the holy water before you drink it. Alright then. So it's back to the holy water puzzle, I guess. I'm not sure I need the urn for anything in particular. And so I think it was down here, and then back in here, and again that's perilously close to the water. So let's rescue that and drink it. There we go. So that's that puzzle solved. The only thing we can do is pull the lever. And that gives us a magical item, something we can drink. What is it? This is a magic shield. It's got 2 doses remaining. Let's get that, because that'll help us against a dragon, hopefully at the end of this level. But still no idea how to get through to that part at the moment. And so we've now taken in the purification water. And we're vastly running out of areas that we haven't visited, and we've got a number of spells, read magic, and this is my diary. We're going to need that. Wield, okay. So which rooms have we not been into now? Have we been into, well, let's have a look. We haven't been into the one down here, I don't think. That's that one. Let's just avoid this guy and let's go wandering around that level, because, well, I don't think I've been down this one in here, have I? Is this a new area? Yes, this is a new area. That's another key. Can't have too many keys in this game. Any truths priests reach through purification. A day passes. Okay. So it's telling me again, why is it telling me twice in two different scrolls to use the purification? Maybe I need to find some more holy water and use that twice. That would be an obvious puzzle, and luckily there are a number of obvious puzzles in the game if you can work those out. And my biggest criticism has to go to the hitboxes of these stupid things. But luckily we can get rid of them. Everybody remember where we are at the moment. This is another new area. So usually with a pile of stones it means we can get rid of them. So let's just get on with that job. The code for this game was Mike Montgomery, that you can definitely remember from Gods, Speedball and all the other Bitmap Brothers games. Steve Kelly as well, who worked on Xenon, and Steve Griffiths as well, who worked on Magic Pockets. The graphics were Dan Malone, who worked on the Chaos Engine, and also Robin Chapman, who worked on Deathbringer. Letter to Lord Collis from the Chief Alchemist. Okay, well, that's all we can do, I think, in this room. It's time to pick up my stuff again. And the music over the title screen was Richard Joseph, of course, the maestro of the Amiga. So, with Mike Montgomery, Dan Malone, Richard Joseph, and the Bitmap Brothers all designed the game as well. Eric Matthews and those kinds of guys. So, this was definitely a team collaboration. Again, very much inspired by night lore, and that's why the days turn. Unfortunately, the day doesn't turn to night in this game. So it came out in 1990, although on the title screen it says copyright 1990-1992. No idea why. And so, the soul of Kazakh lies within. Are we going to need that? Or are we not? The soul of Kazakh. Can we pick that up? No idea. So there's a sword that we don't need, a shield that we don't need, and a helmet that we don't need. And it's not giving us many clues on this particular level. It's just saying that the urn is there. Doesn't look like there are any exits either to this particular room. Maybe we can leave this puzzle and again put this one on the back burner for a bit. And some puzzles and tricks you don't even have to learn. Look at that, respawning enemies. So you don't have to learn everything in this game. So the urn turns. There's a key I can see on that table. And there are exits, one to the south, one to the west. So let's go back into jump mode, using my trick of dropping the bag. And I think you have to drop all these stones off as well. That would be an obvious thing to do. And that gives us another flask. And so now we've got a number of urns. Do they contain anything? And you can just throw those onto the floor and smash them up. So it appears to be the Shrine of the Healers. And what is that? Scroll. So we've now got exits. So this is the Shrine of the Healers. So let's bear that in mind. And this is the Shrine of the Gluttons. Or the Gluttons, as we say in Britain. That's where we get gluten and glutton from. So there's a bone on the Glutton Shrine. So do we need to drop anything on the Glutton Shrine? We've got a chicken here. Is the chicken going to work? Or I think that's the chicken that we were supposed to feed to the prisoner. Not quite sure, but the shrine isn't taking it, so that's not the right offering to give to that shrine, okay? So we've got through that one. Definitely the hardest part of this game is remembering where we are and what we're supposed to be doing. And that's another bag of stones. Definitely the stones will start to run out by this stage. So the game topping us up with a few bags, and let's just get the coins anyway. And in there there's a snake, and in here there's a snake. So you don't have to destroy everything, let's just avoid it. And is there anything in here? No, it looks like another dead end, so that's good. We can tick that room off. And so, what now? Well, I think we need to exit this by special key. We're also going to need to pick up the bag as well, so nothing here. So, we've got a number of options at the moment. And we've explored all these areas. This room's clear, I think. Let's just find nothing. I don't think there's anything else to discover. So, do we find anything? No, urn is empty. Nothing in there. So, well, there's another snake in here. Another parchment. And in here, this reminds me, yeah, that's the thing that's locked, isn't it? So we're going to need a key. Well, maybe we're going to need a key for that. Dispel trap spell. So how do we use that then? This must be cast on an object. Let's walk next to it, a chest. You got caught by a trap, that didn't work. So maybe, am I supposed to select it from the inventory? Dispel trap, it has 3 charges remaining. And then, aha. With great dexterity, you disarm the trap. Finally, after wasting half of our energy again. Who's that? The urn of the soul of Carlos. So let's just get that. To disturb the dead is taboo. Great. There's another charm. And there's another diary. Let's just leave it here. Only the crown of kings allows one to progress. Yeah, okay, so that's the 3rd message now. Telling us about the king's crown. There's some kind of secret passage. So that's all we've got at the moment. We can drop these bones, they're not doing any favours for us. And pickaxe as well, that's not really doing much for us either. So it's good to sometimes clear away that inventory. And in dead rooms like this, we've still got a dispel trap. So that gives me an idea. We did find, if I can remember where it was, another chest. And that other chest was protected, wasn't it? So that means, if I can remember where it was, we can find that and now open it up. And it wasn't down there, I don't think. Was it up here? I think we've still got another passage to reveal down here as well, through one of those bum creatures. Was it down here with that passage? Well, that's the way back. Yep, here it is. So let's get rid of it. And let's see if one of the keys that we've picked up is the right one at this particular point. Have we picked up any keys? Well, no. So that's the answer to that. A big fat 0. So without any keys, we can't get through the door. So, well, let's scratch that one off the list for now. So there's the chest that I need to open, and there's the area that I put on the back burner, and those are the only 2 areas and the only 2 clues that I've got remaining. Oh, and the fact that I'm supposed to find some holy water as well. So in here, still locked, and I haven't figured out how to get through that. That looks like a flask to me. Let's pick that up. That probably contains water. And these things, well, am I to explore? Well, you can never have too much information, hopefully. And I think I've still got the bag, so I'm still wielding that at the moment. Let's go out and kill this thing before we check out anything else. Or one of these things, perhaps. Or completely leave them alone. It looks like I'm going for the water trick. Again, with the purifying bowl that we found, because we've now got 2 flasks of water, so hopefully that's going to help us. This is the altar of the Lord Carlos. Well, we do have, actually, if I remember rightly, what's that? That's just a flask. We're going to need that. Let's pick that up. We've now got a stone bag, but do we not have the ashes, the urn that we need. Well, that's a bone, not bothered about that, but that means we can get on top of it. Fantastic. So what have we got? Let's have a look. And that's the urn of the soul of Carlos. So let's drop that. Lord Carlos can now rest in peace. Good. Oh, and for that we get another parchment. So does that reveal how to complete the game completely? No, it is an unknown spell with 1 charge remaining. Great, so we're going to have to find the spell to find out what the unknown spell is. Okay, dispel trap. Read magic. That might be it. Can we read magic on the unknown spell? Hold on a minute, we're still going to have to... We're going to have to drop the object first of all for us to read the magic upon it. So let's do that. And walk into that. Scroll. Alright, now read magic. That's the dispel trap. That's a map spell, we don't need that at the moment, hopefully. And dispel magic. Let's hope this is the one. That was your last shot, buddy. Yep, this is a massacre spell. It's got 1 charge remaining. It's enough to kill the dragon at the end of the level. So it's a good job you found out about that, isn't it? Otherwise, you'd be in a difficult position. Ah, finally, we found that chest that we were looking for. Read all them books. That can, I think, stay where it is. And this is the thing. So let's see. The chest is richly decorated. It's closed and it's protected. So you notice some sort of trap. So bringing up the inventory, this is a dispel trap. Let's try it again, and yes. What have we got? Let's look at it. This is read language spell. And we've already found 1 scroll that we couldn't read. So that's a read language spell. Good. So what have we got left now? We're running out of options at the moment. But we do have the bowl to purify with that holy water. I think it's down, yes, here it is. So what can we do? Well, we're going to have to put something in there, I presume. Contains holy water. Let's drop it in. And now, can we drink that? No, the water tastes good. Terrific. Terrific. So that means that one of the items that we would have picked up from that bowl is no longer present because I've dropped the holy water and it just says, well, it tasted good. So we can take another drink. Let's try that again. And yep, here it is. So we've now reached this place again and it gives us a spell. And what's that? This is a magic missile spell. 20 charges left. Well, you can't have too many magic missiles, I don't think. So let's grab that. So that's the second item that we found in this particular room. And according to the long play, which I end up watching at some point, there are 3 of them. The bowl is empty. There are at least 3 or 4 chances of getting something from the magic room. So maybe this is, it's a magic shield potion. So it looks like it's used up both of the holy water. One of them went on the floor, unfortunately. But anyway, we've got a magic spell, so that's 2 out of the 3. So that's okay, that's a bug in the game. So now the altar of Lord Carlos. A day passes, so now once we move on to the next screen it will say day 3. So in Cadaver we play as Caradoc, the dwarf, and that was, well, might have been inspired by Mariadoc and dwarves in the Lord of the Rings. And the game has 4 huge levels, and you can see by destroying those creatures we've managed to find something else. Liquid tightly closed, and so you notice some kind of a trap. We have got, you are caught by a trap. We have got another dispel trap if we want to open that. And we need to get through that door, so let's just get rid of this one. How many throwing stones? 70 we've got remaining. and that drops the key, so it looks like we do have to destroy some monsters. It bears a royal seal. Now we're getting warmer, so that should open the door. We've been through there. That should open this door, I think, to, yep, the royal chamber. So we're really getting warm now. There's a royal crown, a button, and a chest. So is this protected? This is closed and locked. Can we open it? I wonder. Let's just read this first of all. Free the soul of Kazakh with a golden coin. Okay. I think we picked up, did we pick up a coin with his name on it earlier on? Not quite sure. Let's see if we can open this chest, probably. We've got the golden key. Is that, yep, the golden punary coin. So put that on the chest and it opens up. So we needed to open the chest with the coin. And for now we get a leg of cured meat. A favourite dish of somebody or other. So that's a pretty difficult puzzle, opening the chest up with a funeral coin instead of an actual key. Nothing but a book of rhymes. Do we press the button? Let's press it anyway. Only the king may enter his treasury. So we need a special item, and that's a crown, and these are other items. Let's see, the shield bears the device of the king. Let's get that. That's the king's shield. And let's see, is this sword of any use to us? It seems well wrought. Well, let's get it anyway. And I think the green armour isn't the one that we're looking for, but the red armour, judging by the red crown, probably is. Well, not 100% convinced about the sword, but we've got the shield. So let's just pick up, let's just check out this armour and the red armour. Let's get that, and this helmet as well, ring with thin circlet of gold. So that looks like a royal helmet, and this one bears the mark of a lord. We're not interested in the lord, we need a king. Simple design, no, we need a complex kingly design. So it looks like we've got everything. Let's have a look. Do we need this crown? Do we need, it seems like a worthless fake. Okay, so well, I'm going to need that bag and that sword. Let's just take them in anyway. I presume we've got all the items that we need now. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. And that takes us to a different chamber. We can pick up all these coins, and we can now pick up the actual crown of the king, and I presume we're going to need that at some point. This game, Cadaver, came out in 1990, and I think in 1991 a sequel came out called The Payoff. You needed Cadaver to play it, so it was basically a data disc, and it was commercial. I've no idea whether that was a budget commercial game or whatever, but The Payoff came out, and that contains much more difficult puzzles than this. Apparently in this game the puzzles are easy compared to The Payoff, and you can see pretty brown and grey drab graphics at the moment, but on the different levels it contains different graphics, and you'll find gold and brown and all different kinds of colours later on in the game. It's just that we're in the basement to Wolf Castle at the moment, and in the basement it's basically looks like magic pockets, a load of grey and brown. So that's what you tend to get in Bitmap Brothers games. It's not a bad effect, and you get this kind of chunky bubbling effect drawn by Dan Malone, of course. So this is the Shrine of the Healers. We have picked up a leg of lamb, and this is the Glutton's Shrine, so I'm pretty sure that this thing has to contain something. So let's try it again. We've now got the crown, we've now got the leg of lamb. Let's just drop that, and that gives us, this bottle is embossed with the letters Nike. It gives us super speed. So it's just a super speed potion. It has 2 doses with a power of 60. I think we'll take that. And it's no good against the dragon or anything else on this level, I don't think. But that might come in handy on later levels. So we're getting now to the end of this review. So let's go through those scores before we hit that dragon room. And 880 Gamer awarded Cadaver 76%. Lemon Amiga gave it 78. Amiga Format gave it 83. Amiga Action gave this game 84. Zap gave it 86. Amiga User International awarded this 89. Dato gave it 90%. Your Amiga also gave this 90%. CU Amiga also gave this 90%. And Shock Horror Amiga Joker even awarded Cadaver 91%. Joystick awarded it 92, and the highest score went to Generation 4, who awarded this game an immaculate 97%, which means this game gets an average score of around about 9 out of 10. Now all we need to do is solve the combination to get into that dragon room, and we know the first number is number 1, so I'm just trying different combinations now to try and figure it out. And once we have figured it out, we'll hear a clicking noise, and that means the door is open. Now we've got everything we need, hopefully, to face the dragon. We've got the Armageddon spell, we've got the protection spell, and the magic missiles as well. So the magic shield has got 2 doses. Some of these, once you drink them, then you can only drink them on the room that you want protection in, so I'd have to use it in the actual room. And you can see by pulling left and right we can change objects without having to go to the inventory. So let's queue up the magic shield as we face that dragon, and look at that, we've just thrown the magic shield into the face of the dragon when we were meant to wield it, and we actually threw it, so we were meant to drink it. What else have we got? This is a map spell, this is a massacre spell. That's what we're supposed to wield, and I wonder if we've actually got time to wield that before the dragon kills us, or whether it's just going to lob it towards the dragon. No idea, and it looks like it's going to kill us anyway. And yep, once that happens, you've only got 1 life, so if you haven't pressed that save button and saved the game up, you're going to have to do that. So let's try it again. We're now 94%, I've never got further than 94% on this first level. And we've got 1 life, we're going to face the dragon again. Let's queue up again the magic shield, and let's get ready to drink it this time rather than throw it. If that's possible, the gods protect you. And that means, well, we only get protection of the first fireball, unfortunately. And on some of the cracks or versions of this game, that shield protects you against all of the fireballs. So I'm not quite sure whether I'm playing the latest version or not. Let's just get protected anyway. And now we can hopefully use the Armageddon spell, wherever it was, the massacre spell, and that should get rid of it. And I've no idea whether I'm supposed to throw that or not, or how I'm supposed to wield it, and all I'm managing to do is read it at the moment. And finally, there it is. So that's the dragon gone at the end of the level. You can probably use the magic missiles if you had full protection, or you can just use that massacre spell, and I think that's how you're supposed to do it. And investigating that gives us some more charms and some more money as well. So, Cadaver, or at least the first game, I always found to be extremely difficult. Even coming back to this all these years later, some of the puzzles might make sense, but some of them completely don't. And even with this footage, I had to chop out hours of me walking around this maze trying to find out what I'm supposed to be doing. So I've cut it down to virtually an hour. And so we're not going to get, all we need to do is get through that door, but we're not going to get through it. Unfortunately, onto the next level, and this particular playthrough, let's just check out the map spell, and you can see there's a door there that we still haven't been through, so we haven't got 100%. That's the gold door that we found earlier on. We have managed to investigate every single other area on this first level. And then we could, rooms entered 67, so there's 68 rooms on that first level. They probably give you just as much help as you could possibly use, but again, it's not an easy game, and it helps if you know how to play it, and it gets more difficult as it goes on. So that's definitely a guide to the first level. That's as far as I've managed to get with it, then or now. And so hopefully getting through the first level means that you can tackle the rest all on your own. We've got all these spell items as well, and some of them, well, definitely come in handy later on. Let's just check out that flask, that urn, before we go any further, that jar. We can dispel the magic, and when we open it up, you can notice that we've got 0 health left. When we open it up, a snake comes out of it and kills us. So that kills us on that final screen. So thank you very much. Good night.